Hey guys, Chris here with theGoodOldGamer. So today is going to be a talking head video. This is just going to be me and you having a chat about something that I've been kind of wanting to talk about for a while now. And we've got some new information that has just come out that I will go briefly over here in this video about the way that Google and Facebook, presumably, and pretty much all the major tech companies, what they're trying to do. We've been seeing a lot of censorship going on throughout 2019. It's been pretty much the fad of this year to go ahead and censor people by deplatforming and things like that. Now, I do want to make it clear, this is not a political video. I don't really care what your politics are. If you're on the left side or the right side, I kind of go towards the right on some things and I go towards the left on other things. I kind of jump back and forth depending on the topic. So I don't really care what your politics are, because if you have a disagreeing view on something, typically we can sit down and have a rational and reasonable conversation. No, what I'm talking about today is an ideological difference, and this is something that is far more dangerous, because you can't have a rational and reasonable conversation with an ideologue, because no matter what logic is and whatever reality is, these people don't care. They only care about what they think or believe. That's probably the better way to phrase it. These people believe that they are correct and that everybody else is wrong. Therefore, their view is the only one that matters. Their opinion is the only one that matters, and everybody else needs to be shoved aside and pushed out of the way. And that's what I'm going to talk about here today, because we're starting to see this crop up more and more. The mask is being taken off. We're starting to see exactly how these people think and feel. And it's not just like some random person out there. I want to start off by giving Upper Echelon Gaming a real shout out. I'm going to put a link to his video in the description below. I'm going to put a bunch of links down there. So his video goes over pretty much everything, start to finish. He does a very good job staying as neutral as possible in there. So I do recommend checking out that video before you continue watching this one if you don't know what I'm talking about. So the broad strokes overview here is, there is a journalist out there. He got some information from a Google representative, and a high-ranking Google representative, where they basically admitted that their algorithm, the Google algorithms, do favor whatever it is that they're trying to push, whatever agenda that they are trying to push on the community. And the reason why they do this is that they feel that the government isn't pushing people in a certain direction well enough. So they themselves at Google unilaterally are taking it upon themselves to go ahead and basically socially engineer the world that they want. And that's the broad strokes overview of what it is. Now, a lot of people out there will be saying, well, this has been going on for a long time. Sure, companies have been socially engineering people forever. Ever since there's been marketing and propaganda, this has been a thing. However, today, in today's age, everybody is so interconnected, everybody's plugged into the internet all the time. It is far more pervasive than it ever has been before. See, back 20, 30 years ago, pre-internet, people would sit around and talk about ideas. Maybe they'd talk about, a new product, or they'd talk about anything, something in the news, and then they'd discuss it amongst themselves. There'd be other people sitting at the table, family members, friends, whoever, and then they would hash out ideas, pros and cons, and then form their own opinion on this particular product or situation or whatever it happens to be. Today, that's not what these companies want. These giant mega tech companies, and probably most mega companies overall. I believe it's ultimately their goal. I'm going to tinfoil hat it a little bit here. The ultimate goal is to build the ultimate drone society, basically control your thoughts by the marketing, basically get into everything and tell you exactly what to do, what to think, where to go, what to shop for, what to buy, when to buy it. And that's the ultimate goal that I can see. From everything I've been seeing, that is their goal. And to make that work, they have to silence voices out there. They have to shut people up like me. I base this whole channel basically on delivering my opinion on new products for you guys. And most of the time I tell you not to buy things because they're not a good value. And when something good does come along, for example, RX 570, if you're a fan of the regular channel, RX 570 graphics cards, great deal. So I've been recommending those. A lot of other people have as well. So voices like mine need to be silenced because I'm going against the grain. There are other people out there that are exposing this type of behavior, and they really need to be silenced. Those people are the ones that are getting deplatformed, and these companies need to get rid of them. Ironically enough, the same platform that they have to constantly bombard you with marketing and suggestive behaviors is also a platform that can push back against that type of behavior. So that's the reason why I believe we're starting to see all this censorship, because ideologically, these people believe that their opinions are right. They want you to buy what they want you to buy. They want you to vote for who they want you to vote for. They want you to think the way that they want you to think, because they believe that they are right and you are wrong. Now, I believe that you are a sovereign, intelligent, reasonable human being, capable enough to come up to your own conclusions when given proper information. I don't believe that people should be telling you what to do one way or the other. They should be delivering as much information to you as possible, delivering their own opinions. I can give you my opinion on things, and then you can base your thoughts and your feelings on all of that information. I treat you like a responsible, reasonable, adult human being. Now, that's not what these people want. And like I said, that's the reason why this new information coming out is so telling, because they're literally saying that to you. They feel obligated to go ahead and tell you and control the narrative and push society in a direction that they feel is best. Ironically enough, I was watching this movie right here. It's called Equilibrium. It's a movie from 2002. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty solid. It's a little campy at times, but overall a really, really good movie. Short version, the movie is basically a world after World War III or IV or something. They decide to come up with this drug that suppresses people's emotions. So nobody has any emotions at all. They portray this early on by having the main character's wife murdered or killed or off because she had emotions. And then the guy asked him, it's like, well, how'd you feel about that? And he's like, I don't understand the question. I don't have feelings. So he had no issue with them just killing off his wife, the mother of his children, in this future. So that kind of sets the stage there. Now, without going throughout the whole story and everything, ultimately it came down to the fact that there was a ruling class up here that, as we find out later on in the movie, they're allowed to have emotions because the rules don't apply to them, just everybody else. Everybody else gets murdered for this, but no, for them it's okay. Anyway, so they're up here, and it's everybody else beneath them. It is their responsibility to just follow orders. Don't question, don't think, don't feel, just shut up and do what you're told. Basically the same thing that today's elites want to do to us. Now, today it's a lot harder to get away with that. We don't have everybody running around clamoring for help. We don't need an authoritarian figure to come and save us from stuff, which I don't want to go too tinfoil hatty, but I mean, that could be a whole nother discussion in and of itself. But regardless, people today still feel that they are capable enough to make wise and responsible decisions using their own deductive reasoning and information. And I believe that's the truth, and that will always be the truth. That was kind of the point of the movie, is that the individual person, the sovereign individual, is the most powerful tool in the world. Grouping people together and turning them into a collective, a mindless drone collective, much like the Borg from Star Trek, that is not the way to go. That's why the Borg were bad guys. But this is what these mega companies and this elite class of people in the world, this is what they want, because it'll make them more money, and they can continue going off doing whatever they want, and we just, farm the farms and buy their stuff and just keep making their lives better. And that's basically what they're looking for. That's my thoughts on that. But like I said, you can definitely see where they believe that they are superior to you and me and everybody else who doesn't think the exact same way that they do. They are smarter than us somehow. For some reason, these people are just blessed with some sort of ability that I don't have, or you don't have, or anybody doesn't have. It makes no sense. It's narcissistic, and it's not good for anyone. Now, the real question is, what do you do with this information? Obviously, these big social tech companies out there, they want to push their agenda. The best thing that you and I and everybody else can do is just speak. That's why I'm doing this video right here. If we talk about it as rational, logical human beings, we can come up with rational, logical solutions. they're going to continue to be illogical and irrational. And the more illogical and irrational things that they do, and we point out to you, the stupider they look, and they'll lose power eventually. And hopefully over time, they just dwindle away. You know, these ideologues, they get replaced. These companies realize that they're starting to lose money. And the way to do that is keep watching channels that do bring this stuff up, that do promote good consumerism, consumer behavior, bring up these topics when they come up. I don't do it a lot, but I'll bring them up when I feel that they're really important. But other channels out there, some of the ones that I mentioned, I'll put links in the description below. Check those guys out. They bring this stuff up a lot more often than I do. And support these guys any way that you can. And that's really the way that we can win, because this platform right here, while it is a private platform, it's also a public domain, and we need to defend that. And I know a lot of people like to say YouTube and Google can do whatever they want. This is a private platform. They have complete autonomy. It's not really true. That's not how business works. For example, if I go into a store, somebody right in front of me is buying the exact same item, and they walk up to the counter, and then the guy's like, okay, that's $8. They pay their $8 and leave. I walk up to the counter, and they go, that's $10. It's the exact same item. Theirs wasn't like open boxed or anything like that. They can't do that. That's illegal. They can't treat one person differently than the other, and that's the way that businesses work. So I don't want to hear that they're a private platform. So we need to keep their feet to the fire on this, keep people informed, keep talking about it, and make sure you support the channels and the creators that you really enjoy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, share, and hit that little notification bell on the videos. This really, really helps out, because if these videos are not being circulated, the only way that they will be circulated is if you, me, and everybody else out there circulates them. For example, once I saw that Upper Echelon Gaming video, shared it on my Discord, I sent it directly to a few other creators that I talk to regularly. I emailed it to my ex-coworkers. I went ahead and shared it with everybody that I could think of that might find some benefit and value from this. And if you share it on something like Facebook, even people that you might not think would benefit or care about it, they may watch that video, they might watch this video, and they might be like, okay, you're right, that's crazy, we should definitely be paying attention to this. And the more people that are just keeping an eye on the situation, that's all you need. People don't need to be up in the streets having, raids and all kinds of other stuff. We don't need that. We don't need boycotts. We just need people to pay attention, recognize when bad and stupid things are happening, and then call it out when they happen. So I'm really glad to say that this community is really good about that, especially with tech stuff. And that's one of the biggest things that I really do enjoy about you guys. You don't let this crap slide. You don't really care. You just want to maximize your value, and that's the best way to do it. Look out for you. So anyways, that's all I have for today. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please share with friends. That really helps me out. Hopefully that'll help them out. Click that little notification bell. And if you really want to help support the channel even further, you can go ahead and check the links in the description below. I have a Patreon account, PayPal, other affiliate links. All that stuff really helps out, and I really do appreciate everybody who supports me that way. But that's all I have for today, and I will catch you guys in the next video.